Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2 of Film Dissection. We're your host. I'm Yusef Shah.
I'm Tim Gagen.
And I'm Bryan Jiminez.
And the movie being dissected today is Zack Snyder's edition of Justice League. And boys, what are we thinking?
You two can go first. You two go first.
I want to wait till the end to give you my full opinion on it. I'll be honest.
Well, like your general opinion right now.
Yeah, your general opinion. General opinion
As of right now,
yeah.
I think the previous director should definitely be fired and possibly sent to jail.
Real rap. I agree. How the hell Josh Whedon and fucking Warner Bros. Allowed that absolute garbage to be put out is beyond me, bro. Like, what were they thinking? This movie is 10, maybe even 100, maybe even 1,000 times better than what we saw. I am absolutely pissed that was even allowed to be put out for whatever reason. This movie, it's fucking good. I like it. I loved it a lot. It was great. Like, it's nice. As a person who grew up on like DC superheroes and like grew up on Batman. Batman's my favorite superhero, right? And it's just like being able to like see all these heroes come together, like Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg. I'm a big Cyborg guy because of Teen Titans, and he's black. I'm black. Gotta represent the black superheroes, and it's just like it's nice. And also, DC has been getting shit on by Marvel like bad. Like anytime like a Marvel movie came out, and like it would just be like, oh my god, look how good Marvel is, and the DC movie would come out, and like it wasn't as good, so people would just like take it to the extreme, like, oh, this movie's trash, it's shitty, like, why does DC even try anymore? They should just throw the whole company away. I'm just like, dude, like, relax, like, chill out, dog. Like, I get Marvel's great, but like, you have to not be blinded by one company so much. But that's just how I feel, man. And honestly, it's actually beautiful. I actually really like this movie a lot. Not to say it's without flaws, but I like this movie a lot. This is a good, strong collective superhero movie from DC, and I'm glad that we got to see Zack Snyder's vision. And I like that we don't have to follow the constraints of typical cinema of like, oh, the movie shouldn't be longer than like 2 hours. Like that people who want to go longer and want to do more can get their vision and can get what they want out there to the public. And I'm glad that maybe in this era of streaming, we can do things like that now. And maybe this puts a little bit more power back into the hands of the creators and less into the hands of the company themselves. So, yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Right, so what I'm hearing is you do want a part 2 to this, basically. You want this kind of the storyline that they have set in motion to continue and not just stop right now.
Absolutely. The storyline they have in motion right now is very interesting, especially with the whole injustice thing going on. I'm liking that a lot. There's a lot that we can do because they talked about the speed. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna get into it. Let's just start from the top, and we'll just talk about it as we go through.
Well, something I wanted to ask is, what was your guys' context to this movie? Like, what have you seen before, and how versed are you into DC and superheroes and that stuff?
I've seen pretty much every DCEU movie except for Birds of Prey and Wonder Woman 1984. So I saw the first Justice League, right? And
did you watch it in theaters?
No, I didn't watch it in theaters. I watched it on my computer or something. I don't know.
You definitely a pirate website.
Yeah, had to pirate that shit. I mean, we did not. Actually, no, we watched it legally. Ryan, we watched it legally.
All right.
We never pirated.
You hear that, officer?
Disregard what Bryan Jiminez says does not represent the thoughts and views of the rest of the people on Film Dissection. His thoughts and views are alone and by himself only. Back to what we were saying.
Yeah, you're very versed in DC and all that, pretty much.
Yeah.
And beforehand, you're a big DC guy as well, like you were mentioning.
Yeah, I like DC superheroes. And like, don't get me wrong, I love Marvel. I literally was watching Falcon and Winter Soldier today. I really like Marvel. What they're doing is amazing.
But you got the nostalgia for DC. They're like at your heart.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure.
Just because that's just what I grew up with. And like Marvel is like a thing that kind of like came into my life
a little
around whenever the first Iron Man came out. Because I remember I saw it with my dad. Yeah. So I saw it with my dad. So yeah, I would say both companies definitely hold a deep place in my heart. I would say DC a bit more just because, especially like Batman, Robin, and Wonder Woman, they hold like a very deep special place in my heart. But both companies I have a big appreciation for.
I remember
just
when I was
seeing
little, I really loved the Batman cartoon, like the one from the 90s or whatever.
Oh, the animated series?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
maybe it was from the 80s or whatever, but the one where like Heath
Kevin
Ledger's
Conroy
the Joker, I think.
Well, you said Heath Ledger?
I think he was the Joker in that one, but I don't know. That one with the animated series with like
No, that was Mark Hamill. Kevin Conroy's Batman, Mark Hamill is the Joker. Heath Ledger only did him on live action in the
he's in the
Nolan's.
No,
he's in the Nolan ones. He's not in
animated.
I
was thinking not Heath Ledger, not Heath Ledger. I was thinking
Mark Hamill,
Mark Hamill. That's what I meant to say, not Heath Ledger.
Yeah. Mark Hamill, love that guy.
Mark Hamill,
amazing,
yeah.
Love him. He's just a really cool guy,
dude. He did I recently found out he did Ozai, which is pretty cool.
Dude, he does everyone.
I know he skips.
He was
He's a bunch of other guys.
Character. Yeah, he was in the Flash TV show. He played the Trickster, I think this is his name. The Trickster, I believe. But yeah, Mark Hamill, he's in everything.
He's a lot of voice actor. He's a big voice actor, which is pretty cool.
You know what's crazy? I knew him as a Joker before I knew him as Luke Skywalker. I was never into Star Wars like when I was young.
Star Wars is my shit. That's like the first movies I saw. I remember being like 2 years old and watching that.
Oh wow. I got into Star Wars over quarantine actually, which is funny.
Same.
Yeah. And Star Wars is lit, but that's again a different discussion for a different day.
Back to what we're saying, like my context of the DCEU, I guess, or whatever we want to call it. DCEU, that's like is that what it's called? DCEU?
Yeah, DCEU.
What's the E mean?
Comics Extended Universe.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought that was like it sounded like a British parliamentary. I haven't been too big in the DC movies. In the recent ones I've seen that's in this universe or whatever, I think are I've seen Wonder Woman, the first one. I saw Batman vs Superman. I saw Suicide Squad. I think that's the only one in this universe I've seen. I hadn't seen the original Justice League when it came out. I never saw it. Yeah. So this is my first take on it. So I'm kind of judging it as standalone, not with any of the additions that they've done to it, because I haven't seen the original Justice League from 2017.
Yeah. You have a very assorted bunch of movies. So you said Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, and Suicide Squad.
Wonder
Woman,
not 1984, and Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay. So the first one. So like, you have a good movie, a decent movie, and a trash movie in there. So yeah,
out of those, though, I don't even really remember anything from Suicide Squad.
You shouldn't. It's not a good movie.
I never we don't pirate movies. That's the only one I didn't see in theaters. I saw Wonder Woman in theaters. I thought that was pretty good. I think I saw it twice actually. I saw it with some friends afterwards.
I liked Wonder Woman a lot. That was a
pretty good one.
I liked it a lot.
And then I remember seeing Batman vs Superman in theaters when it came out for spring break, and that was such an interesting experience because me and my friend Gio, and we went to the 309 or not 309. We went to Regal, and there was like this one couple behind us that brought their baby that was crying the whole time, and there was this woman in front of us that fell asleep and was snoring, and that movie was so bad. I remember. It was a really bad movie. And then I remember afterwards we went to go to Cold Stone. Like we were like a quarter short on getting ice cream for the two of us. So me and him were looking around for a quarter in the parking lot. And then my dad just pulled up and gave us like money for it.
I feel it. Honestly, I don't think Batman v Superman is bad. It's not great. I think it's a decent movie.
Once they did the Martha thing, I was like, okay, this is stupid.
And that's like the big scene. I think that's where people don't like it the most. It was specifically that Martha scene, which brings it down so much. And it's because Zack Snyder assumes that people going to see comic book movies are like geniuses and will pick up on that, and most won't. With that Martha scene, after this, we're gonna stop talking about Batman v Superman. But that Martha scene is supposed to represent. He's saying Martha like, oh, our moms don't have the same name. It's supposed to be like, oh,
they're both
Superman's actually kind of human too. Yeah. And like you pick up on that because I know you know about films. So most people didn't, and people just like they have the same mom's name. Like, oh, that's why I stopped fighting. And it's so anticlimactic that's the reason, and that's why it brings the movie down.
Just wasn't.
It's weird to have Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
it was an interesting choice.
I saw him again at the end of this movie, and I was like, that's weird.
Doomsday's CGI is a little weird. Some dialogue choices. There's other reasons, yeah. But like,
question.
I think
So you talked about Jesse Eisenberg being a kind of like a weird choice for Lex Luthor. Who would you think would do a better job at that if you had to pick?
Bezos. Jeff Bezos. That's who I would pick. That man is a living Lex Luthor.
Well, first of all, you need a dude who's like kind of bulky because, like in the comics or animated,
Lex Luthor isn't pretty skinny. He's built definitely.
This dude could beat me up if he wanted to. So I got to. Honestly, I feel like The Rock would kind of look like him, but I don't know.
All right, hear me out. Hear me out. Danny DeVito.
Anyways,
he's the Penguin.
He's the Penguin. Yeah, he's the Penguin. Yeah. Bruce Willis, Jason Statham, I think would work.
Jason Statham would be good. Yeah.
But I
not
feel
The
like
Rock, because The Rock is black.
Jason Statham ever have an American accent?
Like, I'm sure he could do it.
I sure hope so.
Yeah. Like a seasoned actor like
him. I
gotta
think someone else who like isn't necessarily bald because they don't have to be bald to play a bald.
That is true. They don't have to be bald. Again, we're still not talking about the Justice League movie. Like, I don't know how many minutes in we have to actually talk about the Justice League movie. But
all right.
So, Brian,
should we start with the opening?
Yeah, let's start with the opening.
I think the opening was Superman pretty much dying. Like that's literally like
I like that actually. That was
I like that a lot. Good. I thought that transition from like hero to hero was done really well, and using Superman's final scream, I thought that was actually pretty cool. I thought that was a very interesting.
That was a part I enjoyed about the movie, and like for someone who really didn't enjoy the Batman vs Superman, that scene seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot actually. So
I'm gonna have compared to what we saw on the other Justice League, which was literally Superman getting filmed like on the phone. To think they did that and not let this go in the first movie is like incredible.
Yeah,
I mean, it's such a big difference between the two.
For real though. One thing I noted on one of the after that scene, it goes pretty much right to Themyscira, the Amazons guarding the first mother box. And the first two things I wrote down were there's black Amazonians ? And Christopher Nolan is an executive producer.
Yeah, that's because I noticed that when I was watching it, and I was like, "Yo, Chris Nolan's in this," and that's kind of crazy. And I guess he's really attached to Batman.
Yeah, I think that might be one of the reasons why this movie was a bit better from some of the DCU movies. I think they should continue having Christopher Nolan executive producing some of these movies because I think it will just be better as a whole if he's there. Him and Zack Snyder working together.
I don't know what he did, but he did something and it worked.
It definitely did work. I can tell you that, especially with his knowledge on Batman and in the DC universe.
Oh, for sure.
It definitely would help with that. So I think
we should see more of that collaboration in other movies as well. Like I would love to see like more directors collaborate with each other like that. I think that's a really cool idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So anything about that?
So just asking, did Snyder direct and produce this?
I mean, I'm sure he produced it to some degree, but it's like I think there was more than one executive producer. It says executive producer Christopher Nolan, but like I'm assuming there's more than one.
But I was surprised. I never heard anyone mentioning Chris Nolan being a part of this at all. Like that seems surprising to me.
That should be bigger news, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was probably overshadowed the fact that this movie was good. Everyone was expecting this movie.
The fact that it was coming out at all, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's Zack Snyder! It's Zack Snyder."
Mm-hmm. So yeah. What was I gonna say? So let's talk about this kind of opening. It kind of starts with the Amazons guarding the mother box. It shakes. There's nothing like too crazy about it. Like it's just a normal scene.
Something I was thinking about that is like once it opened up, like first of all, I don't understand the concept of this like little chamber they're making. Like it has a little hole in the roof. It's like it seems so easy to escape out of. Like it just seems like a pointless kind of prison thing. And then once they get out, they're in a doom and they're all shooting. But like, aren't they just gonna shoot each other because they're in this enclosed dome and they're all like on like a 360-degree area? So once they're attacking the bad guys, aren't they just gonna kill their friends because they're all surrounding each other?
Well, you make a good point there.
I was like, that just seems like a pointless like defense system.
You gotta understand two things in context of what we're looking at. One, they have no idea what they're guarding. 2, they have no idea who's going to come for it. 3, they don't really fight anyone with guns. Most of the people they've fought are pretty much like the last time Amazonians have actually fought are other people with
I understand with the swords and stuff, but like they had their like the bows drawn. I'm like, there's like bound to have friendly fire there because they're like.
Yeah, that's true.
In a dome.
They are highly trained, though.
Because you saw how close they were to each other. I know,
Yeah.
but it just seemed like that was one minor thing I noticed. It was like, that just seems weird. And I also just don't understand this little prison thing. I think if this thing is so special, it should have like a bigger kind of enclosure.
That is true. Again, they don't. Also, I don't think they were expecting enemies to come out of there per se. I think they were expecting like something more to like happen. I think they were just like I think their bows. Yeah, actually, no. Now you make that point. I'm not sure like what that point was. It definitely was gonna be friendly fire. That doesn't make sense. Huh?
Yeah, because they were literally they were like right next to each other, like skin to skin. It was like, and they were like all degrees up and below. So it's like, if they're gonna shoot, someone's gonna get hurt.
I don't know, man. Amazonians, I don't think are that smart.
Like, it makes sense if they were all elevated and no one was below, but they were on every angle.
Yeah, that shit don't make no sense.
Because they were guys straight across. But that's a small thing. That really isn't any important at all. Just one thing I noticed.
But that is funny that you brought that up.
And also, like, when they were closing the door, aren't those guys just getting trapped in that one part? Because there was like two things that fell down, and there was like guys that are in between there. I'm like, oh, I guess they're just stuck there.
Oh yeah, they are. They're just. Those
guys just seem so pointless. They're like, I'm here to close the door and die.
They were willing to give up their life.
Sacrifice.
That's honorable. Man. I respect it. So let's move on to Batman. Bruce Wayne, meeting Arthur for the first time. He pulls up to fucking somewhere white people Icelandic country, and I thought
the drip with the drip, by the way.
Always, because
something I was wondering is every time he comes out and goes back into the ocean, he like throws off his clothes. How much clothes is he wasting? Because he like always like comes out, and every time he goes back in, he's just getting rid of a pair of clothes. It's like he's wasting a lot of clothes doing that. It's like, why not just like
what's stopping him from wearing clothes? Like, is there like does it actually affect him, like going in the water?
Like, it probably slows him down because that's like swimmers shave and all of that.
Yeah.
That's some interesting, some funny thing. Yeah, I was thinking, I'm like,
he also throws
why bother putting the clothes up? We're just gonna like throw it to the side, and not wear it again. It's like, how many pairs of clothes has this man just like thrown away just because he's swimming? I mean, this man's fucking Aquaman. He's gonna be swimming regardless.
He also throws an alcohol bottle into the ocean.
Yeah, I know too. It's like, dude, I was like, I thought you liked the fish.
Exactly. Like, that scene made no sense to me. I took a note of that too, because I was like, why did he just litter? Like, this is Aquaman. Why are you living in the ocean? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, dog. So, fucking Aquaman. I don't know. I love him though. Jason Momoa.
Yeah. Jason Momoa is a really cool guy.
Oh, great cast. Great cast.
Great cast. He actually made Aquaman cool again, and good job for that.
I'm assuming the Aquaman movie takes place after this, right?
Yes, I believe so. No, it takes place before this.
It takes place before?
Yeah, it takes place
before, because returning characters kind of like interact, right? So
yeah. Mira and
Dude, they should have released those movies before the original one.
In chronological order. I mean, Marvel doesn't release their movies in chronological.
Yeah, but it's like they should have introduced the characters. Like Cyborg probably should have got a movie, and then for this he didn't need it, but like Aquaman, the movie for Aquaman should have come out before this, because like for me, I don't know what the hell is going on with Willem Dafoe and Amber Heard and all them, and like. I mean, I heard complaints of the first one. Cyborg was like a really boring and bland character, and they fleshed him out in this one. But in this one, Aquaman's really boring, and it's like Aquaman really doesn't do anything in this movie. I know nothing about him.
Well, he doesn't do anything in the movie because it's not his movie. I know
it's not his movie, but it's Justice League.
He has his own.
Like, he's in it. It's like I should feel like I should.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tim. And in this movie, I feel Aquaman just didn't really have a lot of like things going on for him, to be honest.
It's a 4-hour movie. I feel like Aquaman should shine a little more.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I mean, I guess, but he also like you got to keep in mind that Flash doesn't have a movie. Cyborg doesn't have a movie.
Flash does
have his own movie
at all in this movie.
Okay,
really? What?
My friend Jules said something to me about that.
Ezra Miller
Flash,
and
I can't understand
dialogue.
why.
Dude, Flash was so annoying and stupid in this movie.
Nah, I can't agree with this.
I hated him.
I can't.
Not gonna lie.
I'm
getting Yusef mad.
I will not stand for this. No,
yeah, I can't. Flash's character.
Flash was great in this movie.
I literally have notes of me just saying, "Oh my god, I love Barry Allen." Oh my god, literally just notes saying, "Oh my god, I love Barry Allen," because his character, I love his character. He's the right amount of fun. He's just like in the first Justice League, he's just like an awkward, like weird funny. But this one, it's like not like there's between like an awkward funny and then an awkward weird funny, like where the jokes like. It doesn't add into the awkwardness. Like, so let me explain. Like, there's this one weird scene in the original Justice League movie where Barry Allen falls on top of like Wonder Woman's breast, and that's supposed to be a joke. Ha ha ha. Not funny. But this one, Barry Allen is awkward, but he's genuinely funny in the things he's saying because like he reminds me of a person like everyone knows a guy like Barry Allen who's just like he tries to be a normal guy, but like literally he like his own personality kind of holds him back from being that guy, and it's kind of funny just watching him kind of just live his awkward ass life. And that's what this Barry Allen is, and I love that. He actually does it right, and Ezra Miller does a great job, and I think they wrote his dialogue very, very, very well. And he also
yeah.
I have to ask, remember the scene where like they get in the car crash and he goes through the window, he just pokes it. What are your thoughts on that whole scene?
It was all right. I mean,
it was all right. Oh my god, who is
I mean,
that was beautiful.
Banger.
It was
that
cool.
Scene was a banger.
I don't know. I mean, X-Men Days of Future Past did it better.
Right. Yeah, Quicksilver definitely killed that shit. But I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. I don't know. It was like, I don't know. There's not much. I mean, it's not bad. There's not much. It's a good introduction, I guess. Bro,
you wilding,
Yusef real upset right now.
Yeah, because you wilding right now. I don't know what you smoked before the podcast, but you smoking that grade A, bro. That's all I know. That shit.
Honestly, it revived my hope for the Flash because the first Justice League movie, it was. Like,
I mean, this is me
I'm really
because I didn't watch the first Justice League, so I don't have this context.
Don't watch it. Just watch it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even need to watch the first one because that shit is hot garbage, straight dog doo doo.
But
this movie,
the Flash, in my opinion, was just like my least. I just liked him the least. Well, I liked him the least. I mean, Aquaman just seemed less of a character. Like Aquaman just was barely there. But the Flash was kind of annoying, in my opinion. Like it could have been toned down a little bit. I know you guys probably disagree, but in my opinion, I feel like it could have been toned down a bit.
I saw some comments like online where people were pretty much saying like this is like the Tom Holland of the DC world, which is like. I can kind of see that, but no, there's there's a clear line there where they are different.
They are different, yeah.
They are different because Tom Holland's not awkward. He's just like a teenage boy going through teenage stuff and a very he's a teenage boy as a superhero. So that's why he comes off funny. Barry Allen is just straight up awkward.
He's just geeking out.
That's why it's funny. He's just a dork, and I love that. It's so adorable. It's I really do like it. This is his little joke we had where he in his first scene, right? Where he's trying to do the interview, but he's kind of nervous and he's trying to explain all the things he can do. And then the car crash happens and he comes back, he has no shoes on, just playing with dogs. And he was so I'll start Monday, right? And I'm just oh my god, Barry, of course.
I don't mind that. I think you guys can appreciate it, but in my opinion, I just thought he was a tad too bit quirky.
I think he's getting a movie, right? I think I saw somewhere the Flash movie is happening.
I hope so. I really do hope so. I don't know. This has always just been Barry Allen's character to me, just a fucking dork. And I think
I'm also not too versed in DC currently. I watched the animations and stuff growing up, but I'm not.
Also the relationship with the father that we see from the Flash perspective is great.
Yeah, that was really good. Oh my god, that shit was bro. Speaking of relationships with fathers, bro, let's talk about my man Cyborg, bro. Let's talk about my man Cyborg. For real. He stole the show.
One thing I was wondering is why is this man giving him the ability to create a nuclear holocaust? This man's got a lot of stress going on. It's I give you all this stuff, and I know you're probably gonna be traumatized, but I'm just letting you know you can launch some nukes if you want.
He didn't give him that. The mother box gave him that because he just he literally his goal was to try and bring him back to life. The mother box roboticized him. It's kind of like the Allspark, you know what I mean? Kind of like a mixture of that. And I don't think that was his intention. I think he just, after running experiments, he's like, he can do crazy stuff like this. And I think that's just how he figured it out.
Oh, it's like, well,
yeah,
I revived you, but here are these benefits. I mean, okay. But I just thought that was weird because it seemed like the father was like, yeah, you can do all of this. And it's like, holy shit, this dude like nearly died and he hates you right now. And you think that's really what we should be telling him?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, here's the thing. It's a kind of like, this is going to sound weird not to go there, but with the whole race thing, like, especially like fathers and then black fathers, especially, you kind of grow up on that tough love. And then kind of going through what Victor goes through, it's just like, he knows he's not going to like get through him by like saying like, hey man, like, I'm trying to love you. Cause that's just like, it's just not going to happen. Especially after all what's happened, it's just not going to happen that way. So he's trying to like give him a reason, because at this point, Victor doesn't even want to be alive anymore. Like, he sees his mother dead. He believes he should be dead. He sees himself as a monster. He doesn't want to be alive anymore. So by telling him he can do all this stuff, it's trying to fulfill purpose into his life. Because his father knows Batman exists. He knows Wonder Woman exists. He knows Superman exists. They're all known superheroes at this point in time, right? So he's saying, there's a special people out there, and you have these gifts. So you have to find purpose in your life. You're not going to be playing football anymore. You're not going to be going to college anymore. So you have to use the gifts you do have in life and find the positive in life and try and take advantage of it while you can. And that's why he tells them all that stuff. And then, I don't know. I just find that really just very inspiring. Like, yes, you may have lost all this and don't have that, but you have to look at what you do have and try and take advantage of it as you can. And just try and find a way to find the things you do have and just find purpose and new direction in your life. And I don't know, that's how I interpreted that conversation. And that's why I really just kind of like their relationship between Victor and his father. I thought Victor and Silas, that was beautiful.
Yeah, I thought his character was pretty good. I know in the first one he has like no sort of character development at all.
So bland, bland.
And it'd been nice, I think, if he had a little bit, like a tad bit more in this. But I think just in general, it probably would have helped if they made a movie beforehand for him.
I think
the way it works in this movie is pretty good. I don't know. It's a lot of Warner Brothers and how they decided to produce these and all that.
If I was Warner Bros. Studios, I would have went Batman first. Superman.
Any of these complaints, I don't think it's really on Zack Snyder. I think it's mostly on the studio. I mean, Zack Snyder has some stuff, but I mean, he did pretty well with what he got. I just know the studio really screwed him over.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing, didn't the dude who played Cyborg, didn't Warner Brothers wasn't there some sort of racist thing against him? Like they were like kind of like being an asshole to him or something, maybe something I can't remember.
Not that I remember.
Yeah,
I remember there was something happening with like the production. There was like some drama going on.
Not that I know of, but like I wouldn't be surprised. 1 minute warning, by the way.
Yeah, I peeped.
So
we should probably just stop now. It's turning red now.
Yeah, bet. Anyways, fuck, what were we talking about last before? Victor. Oh, we're back, guys, by the way. We're talking about Victor and his character. And turns out there were some producers being a little racy to my guy, who plays Cyborg. So whoever those producers were, you know who you are. Fuck you guys. Piss off. Racism has no room anywhere in the life, especially not film. But let's move back on to Victor and his father.
Let's talk about the CGI.
Oh yeah.
It seemed here and there.
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's some very good CGI parts and there's some bad CGI parts. Like I saw a couple of glitches on Victor's face, for example. I thought Steppenwolf's CGI was way better in this movie. I
remember I saw a picture of the previous one and I was like, I don't remember being that bad, but he looked really bad in the first one.
Yeah, this one I think is way better. He looks way
cooler. I'm gonna search this up. Justice League.
Just the armor itself looks like
Steppenwolf 2017.
Yo, can we agree that Darkseid
his face looks so stupid.
He looks like that's just how but that's actually how he looks like in the comics. Like he looks exactly like that, but he looks just like LeBron. I can't.
Steppenwolf?
No, not Steppenwolf.
Darkseid.
Darkseid. He got look like
Darkseid.
It's crazy, dog.
What?
Just bald ass head. What the hell?
Hold on, let me look this up.
Yeah. Oh my
I
god.
don't see LeBron.
Oh,
This is crazy, bro. Oh
Yo,
my
his
god.
little helmet makes it look like he has a beard too.
I know, bro. It's so lit.
I mean, I'm not a big DC guy, but I don't know how I feel about the looks of him.
That's how he's always looked. Like I feel like they got his look right. Like I feel like
It's
that's
comic book accurate, at least.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely comic book accurate. That looks like Darkseid. So I like it for that reason. So I don't think it looked bad.
Speaking of Darkseid, I think he got his ass whooped at him way too easily in that like flashback scene.
Like
they were talking about it in the past. I was like, oh, he's a giant threat, and then it showed him get beat up, and he was like.
To be fair, it took a lot of people to beat him up, though.
Yeah,
it took a lot of people, but they didn't really build him up as like this menacing guy.
Okay, here's the thing about that scene. I don't think that
he killed one lantern dude, and that was pretty much.
I don't think that scene's supposed to be taken literally. I don't think that's supposed to be exactly what happened. I think that's supposed to be more of like a brief flashback type thing, just to get the point across. Like I think like the actual battle, like if we're talking about it in a literal sense, might have been different from that. But I think they're just shying because the movie's 4 hours long. We do not need a 30-minute scene of superheroes we have no idea who the names are of fighting Darkseid and like eventually winning, because we know they end up winning. Because
no, but I mean, I feel like he just got like he didn't really feel like he had that menacing of a presence in that scene. Like he just seems like he just got beat up way too easily. Like I know it's like, oh, they're the strongest people ever, but it's like you got to kind of preface that like Darkseid's a real menace, and you just didn't really feel like it for that scene, so it didn't really feel as big of a threat.
That was me about the one Green Lantern dude. That Green Lantern dude got fucking slapped.
Yeah.
But so easily.
But you know what's crazy? Every time a Green Lantern faces Darkseid, they always get slapped. You ever seen that one little clip of Green Lantern's like, let's go. He runs up to Darkseid. Darkseid pimp slaps him all the way across the building. Then sends his Goonies to jump his ass. It was crazy.
Did you guys,
so funny.
Did you guys notice how the Ring kind of like was like thinking about going to Darkseid? Maybe that was just me, but it looked like the Ring was like thinking about going to Darkseid, right? Or is that just me?
Nah. I think I just you. The Ring would never choose Darkseid.
Because it kind of stopped. There was like a moment where it gets stopped, like right in front of him, and Darkseid literally reached out to get it, and then like, I think he got shot with like an arrow or something.
Yeah.
Was it a green arrow? No, I'm playing.
Easter egg?
Could be. No, it was from Amazon. I mean, yeah, an Amazonian. So, but yeah.
I think it was actually Artemis. Well, I don't know.
But I think a lot of the action scenes, something DC does really well is their action scenes. And I think just about every action scene in this movie was fucking badass as shit, bro. Let's talk about the very first one. When Wonder Woman saves those children from a bank. I had a question about that. Why were they at a bank or museum? And if they were at a bank, why was a private school at a bank?
It's a field trip, I believe.
I don't really know what that building was.
That's a very.
I think it was like some sort of historical, or it seemed like a political thing. It was like a state building, government building, or whatever.
That I guess would make more sense, but I feel like.
Well, I mean, like when I was in elementary school, you visited like the state capitol building for New Jersey.
But let's go with the idea that's a government building. Wouldn't it have been more heavily armed than what it was if it's a government building?
They all got knocked out in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, niggas had pistols. I'm talking about any government building you see, niggas is walking around straight up vest, helmet, pants, boost strap with the M16 straight to the thigh. Yeah, bro, pack a punch. Bro.
They got jug. They got speed cold.
Crazy. I was in New York, bro. I was in Times Square in New York, and the cops there was rocking M16s, bro.
Oh, to be fair, it was Britain. Those guys aren't really
British.
armed well.
Oh, I guess. Yeah. Maybe.
You do gotta realize that.
But regardless, Wonder Woman comes in and she just starts fucking shit up. And I just thought that was badass.
I didn't remember her being as strong as that.
Oh.
Like when she jumped in the air, I was like, she can do that.
She got hot.
Oh, so does Steppenwolf. Yeah, Steppenwolf need to take his ass into the high jump, bro. I saw that first scene when he was on Themyscira. Nigga went, jumped. I was like, God damn, boy, how you jump that high? You need to take your ass to the Olympics. That shit was crazy. But yeah, Wonder Woman got some crazy ass off. She need to take her ass to the Olympics too. But I guess she could do anything. She can run fast. She would dominate the Olympics like no other. Oh, if she did discus, oh, she'd be a demon at that. That was
I don't know who to talk about more, Steppenwolf or Wonder Woman. I mean, Steppenwolf, we got more character development this time around. We understand now that he's trying to get pretty much the approval of Darkseid because he somehow fucked something up. And he's trying to get back home, basically.
Did they ever like? Is there more context as to what he screwed
Not really.
up?
Nah, they kind of kept it vague.
Did he like actually betray him, or did he just like not do a good job? And like, you betrayed him.
He didn't do his chores.
Job. Like bad guy betrayal, where it's like you don't actually like.
I think you're so bad that I think he became a bit overzealous and kind of fucked Darkseid over. I think his intentions were trying to help Darkseid, but ended up fucking him over. So then they were like,
okay.
Yo, you betrayed us.
It would have been nice if they kind of explained that a little more.
It was kind of vague, but I think it's intended to be a bit vague because like it's Steppenwolf. He's gonna die anyways, and I'll probably explain it more. Like I'm assuming that the Snyderverse goes on, which I don't know if it will.
I sure hope so.
Speaking of which, who was the rock that Steppenwolf kept talking to, that kept melting and all that? The little side guy or whatever.
That was his goon.
Yeah, that was his bottom bitch.
Yeah, but who?
I don't know.
Yeah, but who?
I know DC. I don't know DC like that. I don't know who that nigga was. I didn't even know who Steppenwolf was until this movie came out.
Like this dude just goes up to the rock and just keeps melting. It's
because they were using the mother boxes as like a communication device. He's not like a rock nigga.
They were FaceTiming basically.
Yeah, basically. Man, I don't know who it was, but he probably called us out too. That's just all I know is that's his bottom bitch. She be.
And who is the
I've heard about her. I think that's Darkseid's mother. I think. Yeah. What? Hold up. Well, I'm gonna look this up right now. You guys keep talking. I'll get back to you on this one.
No, you know Yusef? I mean, you seem with the DC.
Grand old lady
over here.
Does that sound familiar, Yusef?
Grand old lady? No.
That sounds like a horrible villain name.
Grand old lady.
No, but I swear I've heard about her before, though. I swear. Let me find it.
If we're gonna talk about horrible, no, I'm not.
Oh, Granny Goodness.
Granny Goodness.
Yes, that's her.
Who is she?
I'm working on it right now. Granny Goodness.
Could tell
That's such a weird name. It's like, all right, we're gonna name her Granny. Granny what? Granny Goodness.
But while he's looking that up, let's talk about that fucking Themyscira scene where they're fucking throwing the mother box from person to person. That shit was nice.
Yeah, that scene was pretty cool. The one scene where the chick like got died and she put on the arrow and shot
that
it.
Shit was cool. Nice as hell, bro. And I was like, ooh, how they it's shot so well. The transition from like person to person, like the little fucking I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a fucking relay race type scene. And I don't know, man, like that shit. Damn, that was a banger. And the queen, the current, I don't know, I forgot his name, but the queen of Themyscira, like she's actually like, you could tell like she's about that action, bro. Niggas was fighting, ready to fight. And then they brought out all the goons. They had everybody riding down on horses talking about some go up on that bitch. they had hundreds of goons pulled. He pulled in the squad and Steppenwolf was out that young. He knew he wasn't about to take on all them six. Bro, imagine you Steppenwolf, bro. You have to fight all these Themysciras, all these 6'2", 200-pound pure muscle women, bro. And they're on riding on horses, swords, shields, bow and arrows. They're about to be on his ass, bro. That should have been crazy.
Did any of those that died, were any of them like of note?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. I thought one of them seemed like important, but like I don't remember
the
anyone
horse.
being important.
Remember the one that got crushed by the horse? I feel she was somehow more important than the rest, but like maybe that was just me.
Yeah.
Like,
because I remember in the original Woman, there were like a few that were important. I just didn't
the queen.
It was like stood out, right?
Yeah. That one thing about the horse though is I literally like a couple scenes ago we just watched these niggas hold up a stone wall.
Yeah, and the chick that's from falling on a horse. I thought that was kind of lame.
And Themyscirans are known supposed to be like strong as hell. So you're telling me they couldn't lift? Like I understand a horse is heavy. Like don't get me wrong. Like,
but for them, it's a little different.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely should have been able to lift that.
Unless some horses are built different.
They might be because they're carrying 6'2" women, so like they might be some different horses. That is true.
I was gonna go on some. Oh, another slight complaint I had. Mm-hmm. I think it's more so Wonder Woman. I don't think it was the Themyscira chicks.
Mm-hmm.
They overplayed the like the lady singing Wonder Woman theme way too much. Like every time it was Wonder Woman. Like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like
people make memes about that.
You remember like the Halo 4 scene? Like the Halo 4
I've never played Halo.
Theme where it's like the woman singing. It was like that. But they played it way too much.
Oh yeah,
I like the original Wonder Woman. The original Wonder Woman theme is really good. Like the one from like Batman vs Superman, it's like that one. Like the one with like the hard rock one, with the guitar. That theme's badass. I wish they played that one every time, but instead they play this one. It's like these women yodeling or whatever. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm cool. I'm cool.
They should have done the original Wonder Woman theme.
Honestly, it made me laugh.
Superman, cause
it started making me laugh after the movie because like it became so repetitive.
It did.
I don't know why they play that one so much, and that they should have just used the original electric guitar Wonder Woman theme because that one's sick.
In my honest opinion, I'm okay. Obviously, I think the electric guitar theme is better. I'm cool with both themes. I think they're both pretty cool, and it definitely did get overplayed. Like I'm not even gonna cap on that. It definitely was overplayed, but regardless, it was lit. It made her scenes so cool. Definitely a bit of an overkill, but every time Wonder Woman was on screen, bro. It was gold. Gal Gadot, keep doing your thing, bro. I wrote down in my notes like 5 times that Wonder Woman is so badass because she truly is just such a badass.
Wonder Woman.
She's just so fucking cool. Marvel, take notes of how to write female superhero characters because y'all niggas been lacking.
I was gonna say Marvel's good, and then you said the female. I was like, oh yeah.
Y'all niggas been lacking. Don't think I didn't see Captain Marvel. I saw that shit. Don't think I didn't watch that movie. I watched.
If you would say Captain Marvel was a great hero,
I'm gonna save my opinion on Captain Marvel for when we do the Captain Marvel review. But just know I'm on your ass. This Black Widow movie, y'all better not fuck it up. Y'all better not, because if y'all fuck up Black Widow, we're gonna have some issues. I will be directly at Kevin Feige's house, ready to fucking cock slap him if he fucks up this movie.
All right. Well, I found the old lady, Granny Goodness, sadistic and cruel lieutenant to Darkseid. That's pretty much it.
That's just not his mom.
No.
Okay. What else we got? So what else in the story?
What else we got in the story?
Superman. How can we forget Superman?
Because he's very forgettable in this movie. He's not in most of it.
Something I mean, this is definitely a comic thing, but I don't know why he came back with the dark suit.
I love the dark suit, personally.
I think the dark suit is cool, but like this needs to be the first and last movie we see it in, personally. But
like I don't know. For me, it just seems like I don't know, like evil Superman. So I don't know, like what that was supposed to mean.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
Because at that point he was already good. Mm-hmm. I would have understood more if like he came back with the dark suit, but he was just shirtless when he was like quote unquote bad.
Yeah, Henry Cavill shirtless, that shit is sexy.
Okay, I looked it up. So Superman's black suit, also known as the recovery suit, and sometimes the regeneration or solar suit. The purpose of the suit
is it like important to the comics?
The purpose of the suit was to revitalize the wearer, so it kind of pretty much gets him to the 100% basically. Because I mean, keep it a bean. He just got out. He's already fighting. I mean, he does need a little bit of time to kind of recover.
No cap.
Okay, I mean that, but I just feel like I don't know. Like from someone who like didn't know that, it just seemed like It seemed like I don't know, evil. Like the black didn't. I just didn't understand it.
I mean, maybe this is.
I mean,
stretch, but,
I think it was cool.
I wasn't sure. Yeah. Black absorbs the most heat, right? And he goes up to the fucking sun.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
there might have been photosynthesis.
That's true. But honestly, like I said, this needs to be the first and last time we see a black suit, unless that nigga goes evil, which I mean, it could happen because they do a little bit of foreshadowing at the end. But I think they avoid. But they avoided.
I thought that was the whole purpose of the black suit. But then, like, he does that scene and he's wearing the normal one again.
It could have been foreshadowing in a way.
Nah, in the Injustice. Well, no. Because in the Injustice universe, he still wears the normal suit.
Yeah.
So, not necessarily. But, yo, I do like how when they brought him back and, like, Victor sees the other universe and he's like, no. And Barry's like, go. And it all made so much sense. I remember that fucking Flash scene in, Batman v Superman. He's like, Lois is the key. And it's fucking Ezra Miller with the fucking Dirty Sanchez on his lip. And I'm just like,
I thought I did remember him with the mustache. I was like, he looks like a different actor there.
Yeah, it did look very different, but It's like I don't know. I don't remember when Batman v Superman came out, but it took like what
I was
5
so
years
confused about that.
for us to finally get an understanding of what that was. But I'm glad
Well,
we did
I heard
finally
other
get
people say
understanding
it's not even for this. That's for like the Injustice, whatever they're gonna do later.
Yeah, I don't.
Because like, didn't Batman say is like, oh, I don't think it's over yet, or something like that?
I think that part is over. I just don't think because there's multiple universes, and I think they are doing a thing with like the universe in DC. I just think like it's kind of like it's a multiverse, whereas just because you go back in time and solve something, your universe doesn't change. You just create a new timeline essentially. That's how Flashpoint works. Because in Flashpoint, if you haven't seen Flashpoint, what are you living on a rock? So I'm just gonna explain it briefly. Barry Allen goes back in time and he saves his mother from being killed and it stops his father from being framed. And then this makes his life great, but then it creates a paradox. And then Bruce Wayne dies instead of Martha and Thomas. And then you've got Martha becomes Joker, Thomas becomes Batman, the fucking Wally West becomes the Flash. All this stuff happens. You're like, dude, you fucked up the timeline and now everything's a shit. You gotta go fix this. So he goes back in time, makes sure his mother dies, but he doesn't go back to the original timeline. He goes back to a new timeline created after that. So that means even if you go back and change the past, you don't actually change the present. You just create a new timeline. And so Flash goes back in time to warn that Bruce to not actually fix their timeline, but just to make sure there's not another timeline where this ends up happening. So they still have to fix their little injustice thing. I'm not sure how they're going to solve it because I'm not sure how they're going to kill Superman in that injustice timeline. Good fucking luck. That's all I know. Oh! Have you guys ever played the Injustice video games?
Injustice games? No.
Okay, so I know how they're going to fix this. Because the Injustice video game, what they do, they fucking get the current superheroes from their timeline. So like we'll say the superheroes we just saw from that Justice League movie, and then we have the Injustice timeline. So Batman, so Cyborg was actually
isn't Wonder Woman bad in that one?
Yeah, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Flash, and Shazam, they're all like bad in that one. But basically they get the Justice League from that timeline to come back to that one, and then that Superman fights the bad Superman, and then they lock him into the Phantom Zone. And that's how they solve the issue. So I think that's what they might do here. And if they do that, that would be cool as fuck. I'm so down for that. So Zack Snyder, if you're listening, I know you're not, but if you are, go for it.
I'm really
bro.
curious as to where they're gonna take this because they got because I don't know if they're gonna continue with Ben Affleck as Batman in this year, or
I hope so.
So continue with Jared Leto's Joker, if they're gonna go with Joaquin Phoenix Joker, or what they're gonna do.
Well, Joaquin Phoenix is Joker.
They got so much stuff going on. They got the Robert Pattinson Batman.
Oh right, I forgot about that.
I'm really unsure about where they're gonna put their eggs, like what basket they're gonna put their eggs in, like how they're gonna move on with the DC.
Well, here's the thing, right?
Because Marvel is like pretty set, like everything is like flows pretty well, but DC is like all over the place. It's like I don't know what's like going with what right now.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
So I don't know what they're gonna stick with.
It's a fair point, yeah.
Like to fix this DC timeline per se, this movie did well. So they're like Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill pretty much said they're done, but this movie did well, and I don't think anyone was expecting that. So there could be a chance that they may sign back on. Highly unlikely though. But let's say in some strange universe they do sign back. To fix this timeline, you make Robert Pattinson year one Batman, and then at like the final scene of that movie, you have Ben Affleck putting on the cowl to show that time has passed, right? And that now Robert Pattinson has pretty much become Ben Affleck. You know what I mean? As in like that's young Batman year one. Then what you do, right, is you do the Injustice timeline pretty much to retcon all of that, and then you pretty much proceed. You say Joaquin Phoenix's Joker because that took place in the 70s. So you say that's not actually Joker. That just inspired the concept of Jared Leto's Joker. And then that's pretty much how you retcon all of that and fix all those issues. And that way you don't have to create a new timeline with Robert Pattinson as the permanent Batman. So that's how you would quickly fix that. That's how I would go about it, at least.
God damn. Well, there you go.
I'm interested. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like they're not going to be all connected. But I'm not sure how.
Like, what do you mean? Like, you don't have to connect anything. Like, everything's all connected. Is Robert Pattinson, year one Batman, Joaquin Phoenix. That movie takes place in the 70s, so there's no way he could be Joker if that movie takes place in the 70s. He's just a concept for the Joker, and then no timeline has to be remade. I don't know either.
What else we got?
So we got about 8 minutes left. So I think let's talk about the epilogue, the Martian Manhunter scene, and then let's just give our final thoughts on the movie. So let's talk about the epilogue. I think a scene I liked the epilogue scene, though it probably could have been cut from the movie because it's 4 hours long. And we want to talk about maybe say this.
I just think that's like with Zack Snyder's like we're gonna put everything we want just to appease fans. So here we go. I mean, it's 4 hours long. They know the audience that wants to see this at that point.
That's true. Did you guys like it?
I didn't dislike it, but it's like I don't know if it needed to be there.
I think I read somewhere that the whole Batman and Joker thing, like he really wanted to somehow make that scene possible, just because he always wanted to make a Batman and Joker scene, and this might have been his only shot to do it, so he kind of just went for it.
Well, initially I saw they were gonna work on a movie with it was the Ben Affleck as Batman with the Joker, but that never ended up being able to happen because of Justice League and all that.
God damn it, DC.
I mean, I don't think that scene's awful. I mean, we don't really know the full context because of like this whole universe situation, like what they're gonna do with it. So it's more of like a long-term thing. You have to see if it plays out.
Yeah.
But I mean, out of the Jokers, I think Jared Leto I don't really like as much as the other versions of Joker.
Oh. Yeah, I don't like him either.
But I mean, I don't know. It's fine, but I just don't really know what was happening on in that scene. It's like it's showing injustice or this dark vision, but yeah, I don't know. All the stuff was like kind of pushed on the end, but it's like I understand why they put on for fans to anticipate for all this other stuff.
I thought the scene was pretty cool. Wasn't necessary, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah. It's cool, but it's not necessary.
No, we didn't. So we gotta talk about that final fight scene with Steppenwolf. How did we miss that? That's like the climax of the movie. We can't not.
Or the whole thing where Darkseid wins and
right. I thought it was over. I was like, God damn, all of this for that, and then Flash just had to do his thing,
bro.
No, I was like, oh, it's not ending there. I didn't even really think about it being
that whole final sequence when they go to attack Steppenwolf's lair. That shit is and I need you to literally hear me when I say this. I need you to really pay attention when I say this. That shit is a fucking banger, my guy. They went stupid on that shit. The whole Flash, he spins around fucking zoom, zoom, zoom in a circle, right? Then he gets hit. Damn, I got hit. And I'm like, damn, Flash, you just got cucked like that, you bitch. And then it's like, oh my God, they just lost? Like, bro, how'd they lose? Flash comes in, is like, nah, bro, we not losing the day. Run that shit back.
What's up? How is Flash able to heal himself? By
speed and everything.
Yeah, because his body moves so fast. Like his body just regenerates faster than
Okay, I just wasn't sure.
That's why his heart beats so fast and like he digests food so quickly. But anyways, he's like, run it back, Turbo. Runs in, hits him, and I was like, oh, that was so good. That shit was so lit when everything like kind of like was recreating itself. Oh my God, that scene is so well done. That shit was actually beautiful. I love that so much. That was great. That was truly a beauty to see. And Aquaman was cool as fuck. The teamwork scene, like literally the teamwork between in the original movie, it's really just Superman fighting Steppenwolf and then winning. And that shit was so dumb and boring. But this one, like, they actually work together as a team, and they defeat him together, and one woman chopping off his head like the fucking badass she is. And I'm just like, and she sends that bitch to Darkseid and goes, yeah, look what we did to you, mans.
To be honest, I don't know why the movie was rated R. Like, I feel like there wasn't really much going on to get that R rating.
I mean, yeah.
Like, I understand the dude got decapitated, but it's not like
I think you have to give it like R when you use like the word fuck and whatnot. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Well, no, PG-13 movies, you can say it once. I know. But they didn't really say much. I mean, apparently, I guess there was a big gore with the aliens or whatever, but I don't really think it was that, like, bad or anything for an R movie.
I mean, I don't really know. Like,
I thought it could have passed as PG-13. Which I just thought was
like,
interesting.
I don't know if that necessarily adds or takes away from the movie, the rating. People are going to watch it anyways, regardless if it's an R or not. So, like... Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that action bit's good.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that a lot of the action, but especially the first time they fought Steppenwolf and the second time, I think both times those scenes were done very, very, very well. But I think let's talk about the Martian Manhunter scene and then give our final thoughts and ratings and wrap this up.
Okay.
So, what y'all think about Martian Manhunter? His little cameo appearance.
Like I know very little. Like I just remember him from like the show when I was like a little kid, so I don't even remember what his powers are.
He can shapeshift.
So it's like I really didn't care at all. I was like, oh, that's cool, I guess. It's like I really don't have much in DC right now, so.
Yeah, he can kind of shapeshift.
I mean, I can appreciate it for being a DC fan, but I'm really not a big DC fan. So that's what I have to say.
I feel that. It's
I didn't think it was unnecessary or anything like that.
What is it, Yusef?
No, I was just saying, I think it's cool to see him that he's going to join into the universe if this does continue, which it won't. But if it does, it will be cool.
I think I saw somewhere that originally, or maybe an alternate idea was that instead of Martian Manhunter, it would be the Green Lantern Corps. Or two.
Oh, yeah, I actually did hear about that.
That would have been cool, too.
Yeah. I'm cool with either or. I'm cool with the Martian Manhunter. I'm cool with Green Lantern. It's lit. I liked it. Maybe we didn't need the... No, I think both scenes were fine. I don't know. It was cool. And let's give our final thoughts because we are at the 1 minute
wrap it up.
So,
how about Tim, you start this time?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna start.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I know Yusef's gonna kill me, but like, I really wasn't taken by this movie, so I think I'd probably give it like a 5.
Sheesh. God. Okay.
Out of 10.
Damn. I'm gonna give it.
Right.
Like at max, I'd give it a 6. Somewhere between a 4 and a 6.
Hey, bro, just take Captain America's cock out your mouth. But damn, we got 30 seconds left.
All right,
I think we're just gonna
speed run, Yusef. Go.
I'm gonna give this a 7.9 out of 10. This shit was a banger. Definitely rivals the first Avengers. You heard what I said. Don't at me, Bryan. Go for it.
All right, I'm gonna give it a solid 8. I think the way the storytelling took place was fucking amazing. I love every character. I love the development, and I want to see more. So, motherfuckers, hire Zack Snyder again. That's it.
You heard him.
You dropped the mic. That's it.
We have a few seconds left, so I guess that's it. See ya.